Test, 1, 2, 3. What's going on, team? Welcome to our CPI data report live stream. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Today is January 12th, and they are going to be releasing the new CPI data report that overall markets should be reacting to. So we'll cover a couple basic questions. We have about 10 minutes before this report is actually released. So just want to make sure that you guys are aware of where you can find the report so you can, download it and review it yourself. I will be reviewing it here on this live stream. But again, our goal is always to encourage you to be self-sufficient. So just want to make sure that we have you covered with that. So good morning. How are you guys doing today? Probably one of the most important or second most important day of the month, right? I would say it's either this one, as in the inflation report, or the interest rate hike that is announced by the Federal Reserve. So what's up? Good morning. Where do we have everyone joining us from? What's going on, Hercules? What's going on, Creeper Freaker? I literally just got, I'm pretty sure, a friend request from you on Discord, if I'm not mistaken. All right, Georgia, good morning from Singapore. UK, last one is 7.1. The goal is 6.5. We got people from Texas, Tennessee, Brazil. What is that? We got Frankfurt, nice. We got Bermuda Dunes, San Diego, Puerto Rico, Arizona, Singapore, Latvia, Compton, I like that. Puerto Rico, Miami, Dallas, Rhode Island, Australia, Hungary. I would say people not only all over the United States, but it sounds like all over the world. So really appreciate you guys taking time and joining us for this live stream. It's probably one of my favorite live streams to host just because we get such a wide demographic of people. So is it okay if I cover some of the basics, right, for some of the people that are just joining us for the first time, of what websites are used for the report to be released? I mean, markets are already going up. I guess really expecting and this is my concern. So let me start off with this. So first off, I hope that you learned something new. I hope that you really enjoy this live stream. I do host these live streams pretty often. So again, if you ever want to participate in them, all we literally ask you to do is drop a thumbs up in this video. It really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications, because we all know that YouTube will not alert you when I go live if you don't turn on your post notification. So again, one of the first things that I want to talk about is my concern is when there is a rally prior to the CPI data report, the market. So let me go ahead and show you. 30-minute time frame, we can see that this is where we were right, as we kind of like started the first full trading week of the new year, right? We were at one of the lowest price points that we've been at 259. If we were at 259 right now, the CPI data report wouldn't have to be necessarily super good, right? It wouldn't necessarily have to be at 6.5 or 6.4% for the market to react in a positive way. The market's already so oversold that because it's so oversold, I mean, anything that's, somewhat good would cause the market to react in most likely a positive way. My concern is because we've been on a rally, right? The market's been going up ever since the beginning of the week leading up to the CPI data report, that the market is factoring in a better than expected CPI data report. Now, the reason that this is my concern is often, and 2 days ago, I uploaded a video looking at the 6 previous CPI data reports. What we've seen most often is that if there is a rally prior to the CPI data report, or if we're considered a little bit more on the overbought side before the CPI data report is released, the market could react in a negative way because what was released or what was reported was not as good as what was already being factored in. So the reaction or the market reaction is almost capped at a specific point because of what already has happened prior to the report actually happening. So I just want to make sure that that was understood. So where does this CPI data report get released? It's on BLS.gov. So it's the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's a free website. You get access to all of this for free. You just go to BLS.gov/CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index. And then there's BLS.gov/PPI, and that's the Producer Price Index. That's another inflation report. One of the things that we can see is right here, it shows us the last CPI data report. So ignore all of the noise here. What we see here is the last CPI data report and when it was released, and that was on December 13th. And this is how it's going to be released today as well. So in the next 4 minutes, this will update. We're just gonna have to refresh our screen, and then we should be able to download the HTML or the PDF, and then it will announce the next release. And we can see the next release as of right now is January 12th, which is today. Woo. Sorry, headphone users. I guess I'm allergic to inflation. Here it goes. So still indicating signs of an uptrend. We have TQQQ up 1.24% on the day. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and break it down. So I'm going to pull up. This is how the report is actually released. There's CPI and then there's core CPI. Sometimes we've seen that CPI comes in as expected, but if core CPI comes in higher than expected, then the market could react in a negative way, or vice versa, right? We can see that both are above average and the market could react in a negative way. So just understand that although overall CPI might be where we want it to be, but core CPI is not, the market could still react in a negative way. So we can see that these are the past 12 reports, right? So we're going to be removing the previous month of December and then adding the new one, as that's the month that's being reported. And all the CPI data report actually tracks are these line items. So we have the food section, right? We have the energy section, which is the area that has seen the largest form of inflation. And then we have the commodities and we have services and stuff like that. All of these line items are tracked month over month. So it's kind of like me asking the question of like, hey, did fuel oil from the month of November to the month of December see an increase or decrease in price, right? Or increase and decrease of inflation, right? And they're going to do this for every single line item. And that is what's being tracked based off of the increase or decrease, right? So we can see that if I'm not mistaken, this is like energy commodities. It saw a decrease of 1.6%. So if we want to go from 7.1% all the way down to 6.5%, we're going to have to see a lot of these decrease. Now, my concern is food has not been decreasing. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of the egg shortage and the wheat shortage. That's a concern because if there's a shortage, then the prices are going up. And if prices are going up, then inflation is being tracked in those areas. That's what I want you to take into consideration. But one of the things that I have also noticed is that oil prices, right? Gas prices have gone down. So that can hopefully aid the drop that we are looking for the market to react in a positive way, right? So we have 1 minute left. Without further ado, one of the things that we always say during these CPI data reports is do something about your position size now or forever hold your peace, right? I'm ready to buy into whatever side ends up reacting in a positive way. I'm just going to stay patient. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Thank you guys again so much for tuning on in, and I hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. And again, do not forget to subscribe. Alrighty, we got less than 30 seconds left. Will we react in a positive or negative way? Let's see it. All right. Here we go. 6:29. Ooh, wait. Oh, no. Wait. Wait. What's being reported? Why do I not see it? Is it 6.5? There it goes, 6.5%. Okay, that's actually not bad. And again, this is the concern. Why is the market selling off? This is the part that really baffles a lot of people. And this is the concern because, well, again, I mean, we've been factoring things in leading up to this report, and that is the concern. Wow, wow, wow. And here it goes. It looks like TQQQ is trying to jump up. I'm going to go in with a small position, right? Nothing crazy. I don't have to go in super aggressive. So right now we're trading right around 1920. Let's see if it actually holds. But again, market direction can always change. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with a limit order. See if I get filled here. Markets are only down 1.5%, so it's nothing that crazy. They already factored in a 6.5%, so again, it is literally where market expected it to be. This is what I want to look at. We're going to break this down in just a little bit. I just want to see where the market actually goes and if it actually sells off, right? That's going to be my concern because I literally just took it to, just kidding. It's just a small position. It's right under $10,000, right? So, but I normally don't like to trade. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group and you watch me trade live every morning, I normally don't like to look at how much I'm up or down. Right? I don't know if you've ever traded by being able to see how much you're up or down, but mentally or psychologically, it can make you more emotional or more rational if you're up or if you're down. So I like to remove that aspect of my trading and just focus on, hey, is the pattern that I saw value in still valid? If not, exit, right? Or am I at my goal at a potential resistance level? If so, let's exit. So there it goes. It looks like it's testing support here right around $19 a share. And this is what we were talking about, the upsetting part about the inflation report. We came in as expected. A lot of people are going to be scratching their head, but it's because of what has already been factored into the market. Did we not talk about this? We talked about if we rally prior to a report and it does not come out better than expected, then the market already factored the 6.5% in. Now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that in the next couple of days, right, we might sell off a little bit today, but it doesn't mean that in the next couple of days, the market could recover. Remember, we reviewed this based off of the previous 6 CPI data reports that have already happened. And we've noticed that the market might react one way on the CPI data report day, but the days that follow, they correct themselves. And that's one thing that I do want to remind you. But it looks like buying pressure is happening. I mean, it doesn't look like it's aggressively selling off, which is a really, really good sign for the bulls. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to put another one here. See if we can get in again. Okay, I'm going to go in with another 500 shares. Is that fair? Okay, so another 500 shares on TQs. Again, just because I'm buying into something does not mean that you need to. This thing could sell off. I'm not going to be here to convince you like other YouTubers. I don't need you to jump into what I'm trading just because I'm trading it. So please be aware of that. All right. Here it goes, still pushing up. Let's be careful here. I want to look at the report, but I also want to trade this. So just give me one quick second. This is a little bit too much fun for me right now. Tesla is back in the green. Doesn't look like it got that negatively affected. Amazon is still in the green, not that negatively affected. So it's not looking too bad for the overall market just yet. But remember, just because it's doing something pre-market doesn't mean that it has to do something during normal trading hours. We've seen it so many times. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, we see direction change all the time right at market open. And here it goes. Looks like it's already reacting in a positive way. We're at that break-even mark. I added another 500 shares. I'm still going to stay pretty light because we know that direction can always change, but I'm fine with it. So job claims, yeah. So initial claims were also just released. So thank you again for the reminder on that. But thank you to FinViz for being super delayed. That it's been 5 minutes and it hasn't even updated on my side of things. So beautiful setup that we have over here. So if it forecasted correctly, why did it dump first thing? So again, we explained this a little bit earlier, Ben. It's a weird concept to understand, but things in the stock market get factored in right away, and sometimes they get factored in advance. And if they're not better than expected, then it's already factored in. So when it's reported and it's not better than expected, the market could react in a negative way. If you would have watched the previous CPI data report video that we had, I mean, we literally explained it where because markets were already overbought and they were rallying prior to that report, then again, that was the concern of that, when you do rally prior to an actual report itself, then you're not really giving the market a chance to rally when the report is actually released, right? It's kind of like a surprise birthday party. I'm trying to use an analogy that we can all understand. If I tell you that we're going to have a surprise birthday party for you throughout the 2 weeks prior to your actual birthday, you're not going to be as surprised, right? The reaction's not going to be as great. But if I were not to tell you anything, but it's your birthday, but then we do surprise you, you're most likely to get a little bit more surprised, right? The reaction's going to be different. That might be a horrible analogy, but I hope that it makes sense. So, all right, so for TQs, up very little, not much, so $210 so far, and already getting rejected. That's kind of the concerning part about this is it did not make new highs. So please be careful with this. My birthday today. What's going on, Junior Ferg? What's up? All right, there it goes. So we did have the continuing claims or the initial claims coming in at 205, and that means the expectation was 210. So that means less people filed for unemployment checks for the first time. And this is 2 weeks in a row because I know last week we had the same thing happen. So less people are filing for unemployment, which is good for the job market. And the same thing with this, continuing claims. Less people are filing for continuous unemployment because the prior was 1697, which was already lower than expected. And then now this is 1634, so already lower than the previous month. So again, something to take into consideration where unemployment is actually going down, and that wasn't the goal for the Federal Reserve, right? I know Jerome Powell spoke about it in his previous speech where, we might see a different shift of he wanted unemployment, or the Federal Reserve wanted unemployment around 4.1 to 4.3% in 2023. He really wanted the economy to slow down that much, right? But he's seen that unemployment's not growing as quickly as they wanted it to, and it was at 3.7%. But based off of the last unemployment report, it came in at 3.6 or 3.5%. I forgot the exact number, but I know it dropped, right? And because unemployment's dropping, he said there's a good and bad thing, right? At least they're not going to have to supply all of those type of, unemployment checks on their back end, right, on their balance sheet to subsidize all those people that have been let go. So that's kind of the difference there. So, so what is the CPI? I had to know where to go. So CPI data report was released. I'm going to go ahead and I'll link it for you guys right here just so you guys can access it. It's at 6.5%. And we can go ahead and review this. I'll leave it up to you guys. We have about 5,000 of you guys here. If this video gets a little bit over 1,500 likes in the next couple of minutes, we'll take the time. We'll break down this exact report. We'll see why inflation actually dropped, and we'll talk a little bit about core inflation. But I'll leave it up to you guys. I don't know if you guys want me to close out the live stream here or if you want me to continue to go live. So if you want me to continue to go live and breaking it down, then just make sure you drop a thumbs up on this video and that you subscribe to the channel. All right. Love the content you produce. I'm thinking about your Learn Plan Profit group. I'm always coming back to listen to your input. Thank you. So what's going on, Brad? We are running our biggest sell right now for LPP. That's that second link in the description. If you have any questions before signing up, send me a message via Instagram, and it's the third link in the description down below. And we are giving away a free mystery box with every person that signs up for Learn Plan Profit 2.0 for the next week. So just take that into consideration. You don't have to join right now, but again, if you want to watch me trade live every morning, then make sure you take that into consideration, where not only do you get the biggest sell, but on top of that, you get a mystery box. And again, that's that second link in the description. There'll never be a bigger discount than that. And we're also giving away that mystery box that you redeem at checkout. So we provide you a link at the very bottom. I'm sure you've seen it from the previous video. So right after this live stream, I still have my private live stream with the Learn Plan Profit group, but that's on a separate note, right? I trade with them live every day. So we got 1,300 likes. We'll give you guys, let's say 4 more minutes and see if we can get that 1,500 mark. But yeah, nice little pullback here. What are we down on TQs? 1.34%, testing support levels. So not reacting in the most positive way. There it goes, 1,400. All right. All right, I went ahead and I linked it for you just in case you don't see it in the description. I went ahead and I linked the $150 off coupon, okay? Here, let's change it up. All right, that's a good sign. So we got higher lows forming here. It's not horrible, right? We weren't forming higher highs. That's the only upsetting part, so we have to be careful here. So no confirmation just yet, but it's looking decent. All right, there it goes. We just got 1,500. Appreciate you guys getting us to that 1,500 mark. So let me go ahead and I'm going to post a quick little video on Instagram. So if you want to be on my Instagram very quickly, just feel free to participate in the live chat. But again, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, that's that third link in the description. So, all right, ready? 5, 4, 3. Oh, wait, let me enter TQs. It's capping up a little bit. Let's do 250. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Turn on extended hours. Dope. All right. Follow me on IG. I like that. All right, well, still getting rejected as of right now by that EMA. So not the best sign for TQQQ. And remember, we can always change directions, right? We could always change directions here. I can close the position in TQs. If I begin to see lower highs and lower lows on TQs, then that would most likely be the reason on why I would close it out completely on TQs and then begin to short the market if it actually begins to show signs of lower lows and lower highs. Here it goes, testing that same support range. And we're going to be breaking the CPI data report right now and to see which line items actually saw an increase or a decrease in inflation. So again, just make sure you drop that thumbs up. Here it goes, testing support right at $19. Look at that. Nice little green candle. The bulls do not want to go without a fight. Love to see it. It's not stopping. Here it goes, testing that same resistance range at that EMA. See if we can break above it. Yeah, it seems like we have a couple people shorting the market. I can tell. Can I see a show of hands? Who's shorting the market? Who is going long? Who wants the market to go up? I want to see a show of hands. Who's staying cash? That's actually maybe even a more clever position when direction is unclear, right? Because if you stayed cash, think about it. You've really only missed out on 0.5% so far. And that's not even that significant, right? Market's not even reacting yet too aggressively or too lightly. Look at that. Look at that. We have a lot of people going short. Look at that. Okay, I see a few longs there. 30% in long, cash, short. All right. Not bad. Okay. I think that the thing that's most important is just your position size. We talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter if you're right or if you're wrong, right? That 2023 is the year of progress. I do not expect you to be perfect. If you stayed cash and then you waited for the market to react, you choose a direction when direction's in your favor. If direction ends up changing, as it can always do that, please do not take it personally, right? It doesn't mean that you're a horrible trader. It doesn't mean that, markets are against you. It just means that direction simply changed. But by keeping your position size lightly, it at least allows you to accommodate that change a little bit more effectively. So again, all we ever want you to do is to be aware of worst case scenario. And as long as you take that into consideration, then I think that you're at least approaching the market in a more calculated way. And I think that's what's most important, right? Short squeeze incoming. Can I do a pull here? I don't know. How would I do that? Oh, I could. Nice. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna do ready? Here it goes. Pull is going out. Let's see what the poll says. Can you guys see the poll? Let me see. Oh, there it goes. People are voting now. Yeah, thank you. I wasn't aware that I can run polls. I could also ask questions. Dope. Here it goes. We have 44% going short. Here it goes. Market's beginning to go up. Market's in the green. Short pulls are amazing. I like that. Wow, it's pretty... Okay, I'm going to give it a couple of seconds, or I'll give it 1 minute so everyone can start voting. Big pump soon. Ready for it. Cash in the green. Yep. Even a no position, right? You're waiting for direction to be more clear. Nothing wrong with that. It's not like you're missing out on any crazy moves just yet, right? So if you've been able to hold back from actually taking a position this long, that's impressive, right? Especially if you're a little bit newer to the stock market. I mean, that's a great quality to have. Patience and discipline is something that a lot of people lack. And people might get lucky, right? And they'll try to gloat and show you their profits and be like, look, you missed out on all of this. It doesn't matter. Remember, you're here for the long haul. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, right? Do not put yourself in a position that will discourage you tomorrow, right? Or in a couple of months. We're not here to make it or break it. And I think the Reddit traders or the meme traders and their persona is a great example of that. How many of them are no longer here, right? I wouldn't be here either if I got absolutely destroyed by those meme stocks, right? So remember, you're in it here for the long haul. So just look out for yourself, be selfish, and work on being self-sufficient, implementing good habits. You can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Just implement progress. All right. I'm going to close the poll soon. I just wanted to see where we're at right now. My position's not moving very, very much. I'm in right now with about 43,000 in TQs, but it continues to test that same resistance level. So let me go ahead and check out this poll. Oh, so it's actually long that is winning right now. So I'm going to end the poll in the next 5 seconds. So you guys ready for this? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and end. All right, here it goes. Are you long or short right now? We have 44% going long, 28% with no position, and then 27% short. So we had a little bit over 2,000 votes on that poll. So we have more people going long. Part of them, second is a cash position. For those that are unaware, cash position just means you're waiting for a direction to be a little bit more clear. And then people going short was around 27%. So wait for the mail-in ballots. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still waiting for those. All right. Let's go ahead and set up for the breakdown on the actual CPI data report. And it's going to be very quick. So I appreciate you guys putting up with me so far. And again, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. But let's go ahead and jump right to it. I'm going to put my limit order. I'm going to put a quick little limit order to sell on this. Let's see. I don't know if I should reduce my position size just a little bit. So maybe buy 1,000 shares. We're approaching that same resistance, right? So I just want to take that into consideration. Again, I'm not a perfect trader. I make mistakes all the time. If selling early is part of being imperfect, then I'm okay with that, right? Okay, I'm just going to reduce a portion of my position. If it ends up pulling on back, there it goes. Reduced it, and I'll leave it at that. So up 600 so far. It's nothing significant, right? It's still relatively a very light position for me. We're approaching the previous resistance level. TQQQ is back in the green. If it begins to take off, then I can always jump back in. So I'm gonna have to break this report down with a split screen because I don't want to miss out on this rally. Or actually, let's see. How can I do this? I'm just gonna have to keep looking back and forth. If you're gonna ask why am I going back and forth, it's so I can stay up to date with TQQQ. But let's go ahead and see what the actual report is saying, right? So we have overall inflation now coming down to 6.5% with before seasonal adjustment. We saw after a 1% increase in November, we saw a 1% decrease in December, 0.1% decrease in December. Great. I want to see where core CPI is. So, okay, so all items less food and energy, so this is core CPI, rose 0.3% in December after rising 0.2% in November. So we saw a larger increase in December than we did in November for core CPI. Again, that's everything excluding food and energy. So all right. items less food and energy rose 5.7%. So we got core inflation at 5.7%, and we have overall inflation at 6.5%. The energy index increased 7.3% from the past 12 months, ending. Okay, so we finally saw a decrease in the energy sector starting December. Makes sense. We've seen a lot of energy prices go down recently, right? All right, now let's go ahead and break down these line items. You guys ready for it? Oh, there it goes. Beginning to take off. Nice, nice. Nice little push here. Look at that. Beautiful setup. Okay. I have a light position, so I have no reason to rush out of my position just yet. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and I'm going to break down these line items because I know I just need to for you guys. So all this is tracking is these are the line items that we were talking about. So this is for food and food at home, food away from home, and then these are the energy line items: energy commodities, gasoline, fuel, energy services, electricity, utility pipes, gas services, and then all items less food and energy, right? And then it's commodities less food and energy. So new vehicles, used cars and trucks, apparel, medical care commodities, services less energy, services, shelter, transportation services, and medical services. So let's go ahead and go through these different line items. I can see right off the bat that we had one of the biggest drops that I have ever seen with these inflation reports, and that is at a decrease of negative 16.6. So that's a huge contributor. And look at that. That is fuel oil, right? That's huge. That is a huge and very significant drop that was needed, right? I'm sure we've all seen it. We've seen, fuel actually drop huge in price. We see gasoline, all types, seen a drop of negative 9.4%. We've seen all energy commodities, if I'm not mistaken, that's the line item there, negative 9.4%. We saw an increase of energy services up 1.5%, not very significant. An increase of electricity 1.5%, and then an increase of utility piped gas services of an increase of 3%, right? Now we're looking at food items. Food items, it actually didn't increase as much as I thought. Let me just double check, look at the screen. Okay, nothing too crazy going on right now. We have food, saw an increase of 0.3. Food at home, an increase of 0.2. Food away from home, right? We saw an increase of 0.4. So we definitely did see an increase, but nothing too significant. And again, that there's a huge difference of the increase or decrease that we're seeing from the energy sector, right, to all the other areas. And look at this. We can go down the list. New vehicles. I mean, how many of you guys are in the market for new or used vehicles? How many of you guys would have thought that, hey, looking at these CPI data reports could be of value for you? If you're someone that's a reseller, or if you're someone that is in the market to potentially buy or sell or buy a new or used car, by being able to see that, hey, asking the question, are new or used car prices still going down month over month? And if you continue to look at these reports, then you can continue to see that, hey, these car prices are still going down month over month. I should stay patient. Once you begin to see that car prices begin to plateau, or the rate of the decrease begins to really plateau or flatline, then you can make a more informed decision. Be like, okay, it looks like we're beginning to find a bottom for these new or used cars. Maybe now is the time where I can pull the trigger and get a car at a decent price, right? We all saw that during the pandemic when all those stimmy checks were being printed, car prices went berserk, right? Everything was selling above what they were actually worth, or above MSRP. Right now, we are seeing a decrease on new vehicles of negative 0.1%. We're seeing a decrease of 2.5% in used car vehicles. And that's huge, right? So looking at apparel, we saw an increase of 0.5. Looking at medical care commodities, we saw an increase of 0.1, very insignificant. Services less energy services, so that saw an increase of 0.5, pretty significant. Shelter saw an increase of 0.8, it's fair. Saw an increase of 0.2. Transportation services, not very much. Medical care services saw an increase of 0.1. Very minute, very minute, very minute, very minute. Fair, right? The only thing that saw a significant increase, again, was really nothing. What was the biggest increase for the overall month? I would say this one, right? So we got utility piped gas services. That's all. And that was 3%. not a bad month, right? I mean, if you guys, I wish, was it during this time where we would, no, this was back in June, a little bit prior to this. If you guys go to the older CPI data reports, there was times that we were seeing these energy and gasoline, this energy sector increase by like 10 or 15 points. And it was all of them. It was really rough to see the market react to that. So yeah, okay, well, we're beginning to show signs of resistance here. All right, let's see where we're at here. Okay, so we have 1,251 shares. I'm just gonna do 1,250 and leave myself with my one lucky share. I don't care to get out at the highest price point. Remember, I know I'm not perfect. I'm not here to pretend to be. I would rather get out and lock in profits when it makes sense. And there it goes, $821. Having fun, trading live with you guys, and it was all enjoyable. I took a decent position, nothing crazy. We made about 2% on that trade, and it was a lot of fun, right? It was very simple. We covered the CPI data report. We broke it down. We saw how the market reacted. We stayed patient. There was nothing perfect about my trade, but there was nothing wrong about it either, right? My position size was well balanced. I averaged up into it when direction was in my favor. I averaged out of it when we began to show signs of a resistance and we're a little bit more on the overbought side. And if it continues to rally, I can get back in. If it sells off and then begins to show signs of reversal, I can get back in. That's the beautiful thing about staying well balanced, right? It's not that I had a crazy day today, the day hasn't really even started. Market opens in about 28 minutes. I'm going to be going live with my Learn Plan Profit group, and hopefully that's where all the action begins to happen, right? So are you trading futures? I am not. I'm trading TQs. It's a triple leverage ETF that follows the NASDAQ market. It's my main focus, but just because I focus on it doesn't mean that you need to. So I focus on NASDAQ, which has a big focus on tech. So, all right. All right. So what is your average purchase price? I don't know, Tanner. I mean, you can look at the video. This live stream will re-upload and you can see every entry that I had and you can calculate my average if you care to. It showed that supposedly it was at 1932, but I had one share from a previous average from before, but yeah. All right. What is the difference between NASDAQ and, I think you mean TQQQ. Yeah. So Gento Studios, great question. NASDAQ, is what moves TQQQ. So TQQQ moves 3 times whatever the NASDAQ market moves. That's all it is. It's literally a copycat of NASDAQ, but it's just 3 times. It's triple leverage. That's what it means. So that's the easiest explanation that I can give you. If NASDAQ moves 1%, TQs moves 3%. If NASDAQ drops 1%, TQs moves 3% down, right? And the great thing about that is that there's TQs and SQs. SQs is the bear ETF, so it does the opposite of the NASDAQ, 3 times that. So the great thing about that is you can short the market when the market's actually going down, and you can make 3 times of whatever the NASDAQ market loses. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, that's something that we talk about all the time. But again, before even getting into the triple leverage ETFs, maybe even starting with just QQQ, which is the single leverage ETF, would be more value for you. Remember, when you're just getting started, your focus should not be trying to make the most amount of money right away. Imagine going to college to become an engineer and expecting your first semester in college to be paid a part of your salary that you hope to get a job from, 4 years from there. It takes time. It takes time to understand what to do, what not to do. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, and that's why you want your account size and your position size to reflect someone that's just getting started. It might make sense to some of you. It might not make sense to others. At the end of the day, it really comes down to how bad you want it. This is not an ego-driven, business. This is not an ego-driven market. The stock market does not care what color you are, what your belief is. It will humble you if you at any point think that you have it figured out, right? Markets are always changing. That's something that you have to take into consideration. It looks like we're about to break above $20 a share, but I need to close this live stream and then I need to get us ready for that live stream with our Learn Plan Profit group. And again, that will be a private live stream that's going to start in about 20 minutes. So I do trade live with them every day. Remember, you guys hear me talk about them all the time. It's my Learn Plan Profit group. So if you're tired of guessing and you're ready to start learning, it's very similar to one of these sessions where you get to watch me trade live. You see my entries, you see my exits. Imagine experiencing this every single day. Monday through Friday, I do it every day for about 30 minutes to an hour. It's something that I offer exclusively to my Learn Plan Profit group, and it's the only thing that I offer. You get access to the A to Z video lesson library, daily live trading sessions, private group chat, and access to our TechBuds HQ. It's all inclusive. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. And if you want to join now, it's the second link in the description. And right now we are running our biggest sale, and it's $150 off. If you purchase it, and once you purchase it, on the thank you page, we provide you a link. And in this link, once you click on it, you can redeem your free mystery box. That mystery box will come with a free trading mousepad, a free trading journal, a free trading flag, and a free Wall Street tee. All you have to do is select your size. And again, that is all provided for you on the thank you page once you purchase Learn Plan Profit 2.0, which again is that second link in the description down below. If you have any questions before signing up, either shoot me a direct message via Discord, and that's that first link in the description down below, or send me a direct message via Instagram, and that's that third link in the description. I appreciate your time. I'm going to start getting ready. I'm going to get a quick little snack, get ready for my Learn Plan Profit group. If you're part of LPP and or if you're about to join, make sure you get all set up. Watch the first 3 videos in the course, and it will explain to you exactly how you can watch me trade live in the next 20 minutes. I appreciate your time. Hope that it earned a thumbs up. Please make sure that you subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team. Ooh, there we go. Look at that hoodie. Look at that. TechBuds hoodie. Not bad, right?